have great taste, especially with your radio choice. Thank you for spending a little time with Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
Here's Luke Bryan. Love you, miss you, mean it. Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. Sad day yesterday. We lost one of the great ones, James Earl Jones. 93, died at his home in upstate New York yesterday. Of course, we knew James Earl Jones. He was the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars. Mufasa, that was Simba's dad in the original Lion King. Also was in Field of Dreams.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are.
I'm King Joffrey Joffre, ruler of Zamunda.
People will come, Ray. They'll come to Iowa for reasons they can't even fathom. They'll turn up your driveway, not knowing for sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door as innocent as children, longing for the past. Of course, we won't mind if you look around, you'll say. It's only $20 per person. They'll pass over the money without even thinking about it. For it is money they have and peace they like.
A lot of people don't realize this, but James Earl Jones actually overcame stuttering to become the great actor and voiceover pro that he was. Lost him yesterday at the age of 93. Kiss Country 93.7. Thanks for waking up with us. Gary in Bristol. Man, it is nice again this morning. 65 degrees. They are saying that Tropical Storm Francine should become a hurricane soon, though. Looks like it's going to hit the coast of Louisiana. Sometime maybe tomorrow evening. And it's on the track to go straight up, all the way up into towards Memphis. We're keeping an eye on that for you. Get all the latest in your Kiss Country app. Of course, with that, supposedly a little bit of rain for us, maybe later on this evening into tomorrow. But this thing could change at any given moment. All of a sudden, we could get dumped on. So just keep an eye on the Kiss Country app. And good news for us deer hunters. You're probably trying to get all the last-minute stuff done. I mean, it's going to sneak up on you. October 1st, opening day of bow season. And gun season here in Area 2 starts 46 days from now. And because of that, the Bossier Sheriff's Department is doing it again this year. They are opening the department's rifle range to us for several days so that we can get our deer rifles sighted in. First chance this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You'll be able to go to the rifle range and get your deer rifle sighted in. Then again, next Saturday, the 21st, and the next Saturday on the 28th. They've got 12 shooting lanes, targets at 100, 200, 300, and 400 yards. Now, the Sheriff's Department even provides the targets, but you got to bring your own weapon, ammunition, also your own hearing and eye protection. All the info in your Kiss Country app, and if you miss because you didn't get sighted in, that's on you.
Spending a morning without Gary and Bristol? It's like having a birthday without cake. Today's not the day for that. Kiss Country 93.7.
Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. That's Cody Johnson, Till You Can't. Of course, he is at Brookshire Grocery Arena this Saturday. Totally sold out show. But our own Mike Martindale is going to be there, Lip Lock Live, before the show, right there in front of the Brookshire Grocery Arena. He's going to be there until 6 o'clock. And I've been told he's got a bunch of goodies to give away. I'm not promising this, but it could happen that maybe he's even got a pair of tickets for the show. I don't know that. But if you don't show up, you're never going to know. Of course, we do know this. Starting Monday, this coming Monday, the 16th, Bessie is back. Kiss Cash Cow, your chance to win up to $30,000. If you haven't downloaded that Kiss Country app, you're going to want to do that now. And then be listening for the codes. We do them every hour, starting at 8:20 every weekday morning. 8:20, 9:20, 10:20. You get the picture all the way through 5:20. All courtesy of Greg Tilley's Bossier Mobile Homes. Be listening. The winning starts Monday.
Saw the rising sun. Coffee in my cup.
They put the good in morning. It's Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
Shreveport Bossier's number one for new country, Kiss Country 93.7. Thanks for letting us hang out with you. It's National TV Dinner Day, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, baby.
Gosh, I remember those with the little different compartments. And
what are those mashed potatoes made of anyway in that Swanson's? I mean, they don't ever spoil. I mean, it's like there forever, and all there is a little clear cellophane thing across there, and you got to make sure that you uncover the apple cobbler
so it can vent.
Yeah,
but
or it'll blow up.
What was in that Salisbury steak? That was the one I liked.
There's a hint of meat in there. Okay, ticket trivia time, and today we're going to have a number of people that are like boo hissing us. And another group of people who are going to be like, oh, yesing us. First time winners only.
All right.
If you have won ticket trivia ever before, you are ineligible. But okay. I want you to know how much we love you.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why we just set apart, on occasion these days where it's for first time winners only. And today it's fourth row tickets for the Jeff Dunham concert.
Now, if you missed the answer to yesterday's ticket trivia, here it is. What's the one-word text that people say they hate the most? I actually had this conversation with two different people yesterday after they heard this. Sure was that word.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But we all agree K. That just K.
Yeah.
That's the one that was.
You're too lazy to even type okay.
I mean, okay.
I do.
And that thumbs up. Come on.
Okay, first time winners only. Here's the question. Nearly half of all people say they had one of these as a kid, and about 20% say they still have it. What? Nearly half of all people say that they had one of these as a kid, and about 20% of those say they still have it. Have what? Fourth row Jeff Dunham tickets. I kill you.
Bum, bum, bum.
But you can't have ever won ticket trivia before. Hit us with your best shot. 725-5477. 725-KISS. Dylan Scott and my girl, Kiss Country 93.7. Shreveport Bossier's number one for new country. Gary in Bristol, and first-time winners only with ticket trivia this morning as we count you down to the front row for the Jeff Dunham concert in January.
Yep, tickets go on sale coming up this Friday. Here's your question. Nearly half of all people say that they've had one of these as a kid, and about 20% say that they still have it. We want to know what that is, and we've given you some clues. It's something it's not anything you can hold. Like, it's nothing you can touch.
Yeah. Fourth row tickets this morning. What is this thing?
An imaginary friend.
Oh, dude.
You're in the right neighborhood.
I wish that was the answer because that's clever. But my imaginary friend was Bick McCormick.
He had a name?
Yeah, Bick McCormick. He was in the war.
Oh.
Yeah. He was.
Well, good morning, Gary.
Not the Civil War. Thank you, Bristol.
I actually wasn't even going to say anything.
Okay. No.
Is it a nickname?
A nickname! Yes, it is. And your name is Bubba, right? Or is it Junior? Or Potted Meat? What's your name?
Oh, I don't think we want to talk about that.
You have a nickname?
Yes, and it's still the same one.
Well, I want to hear it.
Yeah, what is it?
Tootie Bug.
Okay, so who gave that to you, Daddy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my sweet little Tootie Bug.
Nickname. Congratulations. Okay, now what's your real name?
It's Ashley.
Ashley? Okay, now we got to qualify you. Have you ever won ticket trivia before?
No, I have not. And I think I've embarrassed my son in the car line.
Well, you have won today. And boy, you scored big time. You got fourth row tickets for Jeff Dunham.
Oh, congratulations, Tootie Bug.
He's our little Tootie Bug. That's my little Tootie Bug. Oh, come here.
Can
Tootie
I put
Bug.
on a prize sheet, Tootie Bug?
Yeah.
All right, Tootie Bug, tell us, who is Shreveport Bossier's number one for new country?
The Kiss Country 93.7.
The Tootie Bug choice.
They're like a Band-Aid for all of life's bobos. It's Gary and Bristol only on Kiss Country 93.7.
Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol, Post Malone. It's another one of those songs on that album. I mean, he's got him and Morgan Wallen, Blake Shelton there, Pour Me a Drink. He's got another one that he just released with Luke Combs.
I mean, he's with all the big names.
Yeah. Okay, we are Gary and Bristol, and this morning, if you're running late, yes, we are talking about you. Apparently, this lady's video on TikTok has gone viral because she's habitually late. In fact, so much, her friends wanted to invite her out for dinner, so they told her that the dinner was at 8 o'clock. Actually, though, dinner reservations were at 8:30. Well, she shows up at 8:22. So in her mind, she's 22 minutes late. And the hostess says, "Oh, good. You're the first one here." That's when she knows she's been taken. And it's sad that people have to resort to that kind of stuff for people who are just not conscious of being on time. And, you know, there's a lot of discussion about, well, you know, I had kids, or, you know, I had to take care of the dogs, or the traffic was bad, or whatever the case might be. But some people just always seem to manage to be late. And that's the discussion this morning. How do you handle people like that?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've told someone the wrong time to be there before to make sure they got there on time. I mean, I've done it.
Hey, they wrote on Facebook, they say, you know, the next step is for people like this to forget to invite you. And that would be sad, that all of it, because you can't be on time, that all of a sudden your friends are like, we're not waiting on Karen anymore.
Oh, and you named her Karen.
So how do you handle a situation like that? When you got somebody that's just always late, what do you do?
Personally, I think just stop inviting them.
Wow. So you just rule them out.
Yeah, because after so many times, you're like, do you want to come or not? I think it's disrespectful. I think it's rude. 10 minutes is fine, but when you're 30 minutes or an hour late, that's ridiculous.
What about for work? What if it's your job?
Yeah, you should get in trouble.
See, I always said, you know, when they used to throw open the curtain and Ed McMahon would say, "Here's Johnny." Johnny didn't show up in 22 minutes. He was there right now.
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
911, what's your emergency?
It's Gary and Bristol. If you're not having fun yet, you might need someone to call 911 for you. Kiss Country 93.7.
Chris Young, Famous Friends, Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. We were on time this morning. Were you? Were you supposed to have been at work at 8 o'clock and you're just now rolling into the parking lot? Yes, it is you we're talking about.
Hey, listen, I'm giving everybody a pass right now with all the stuff on I-20 and I-220.
Leave early. That's the thing. Leave earlier. Your time is no more valuable than mine. And pretty much that's what they say these friends are doing with their friend who's always late. They're saying, look, we can't count on you to be on time, so we had to lie to you and tell you that our dinner reservations were at 8 o'clock. They weren't really till 8:30. But she shows up at 8:22 thinking she's late. She's the first one there. And because of that, her video has gone viral. But other people do this all the time. I've done it to my own wife.
That's sad.
So how do you handle that habitual late person?
You know what? I am on time. If I am on time, not 15 minutes earlier, I'm late.
See, that's me.
I mean, y'all sound awful preachy about that statement. I'm just saying.
It's just a matter of respect.
Yeah.
So how do you handle people who are late like that?
Well, daughter-in-law, we changed all clocks in the house so that they were 15 minutes ahead, so she was on time.
You know what? You're the second person that told us they did that. Did it work?
Yep.
Really? For how long?
Yeah. We had it set for a couple years.
Wow.
That's just ingenious. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, and I used to be a boss, and I used to tell people, if you can't be on time, you can't have a job. So my advice, change your clocks in your house and forget that they're set ahead, and you'll always be on time.
What's the old saying? If you can't be on time, bring donuts.
Yes.
That's New Country from Jelly Roll. I am not okay. Kiss Country 93.7, Gary in Bristol. You know the song Dierks Bentley's got, What Was I Thinking?
Oh, yeah.
How many times in your life have you done that? It's like, what was I thinking?
Pretty often, honestly.
I'm just wondering if this person is even smart enough to recognize they did something stupid. Because who does this? Fire officials in Virginia get called to a house in the Richmond area. Homeowner reports that their oven had exploded. Firefighters show up. They found the oven exploded with a handgun inside it. Apparently somebody had turned on the oven, which heated up a loaded handgun, and 5 rounds went off. Fortunately, nobody gets hurt. At least one of the rounds did shoot through the front glass of the oven, though. They say that there's no further details on why the gun was in the oven or if the person who turned on the oven was actually the one who put it there. But on Facebook, the fire officials shared this little life hack for you. When you place any item in the oven, it is easy to forget it is there, which can lead to a fire or something worse when you turn the oven on.
You think?
You should also make sure to properly store your firearms. Keep them somewhere secure, like a gun safe. And I'm just adding this part. Not the oven. That's where you keep your chocolate chip cookies.
Well, I will say this. I do use my oven for storage on occasion, but it's usually just my cast iron skillet.
Yeah. Or your chocolate chip cookies.
I'm not sure how I got here.
Thanks for making us part of your morning. Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.
Brian, love you, miss you, mean it's Kiss Country 93.7, Gary and Bristol. Okay, tomorrow morning, not only are we going to get you up to date on everything that's going on with Francine, and it's really starting to look like this could get nasty. In fact, I want to say Iberia Parish is already starting to evacuate, and it looks like, it's going to hit and go right into the New Orleans area, and ultimately will make it all the way up to like Memphis.
Oh, goodness.
However, once it's all through, hopefully, we're just overreacting and there's not going to be any problems. We got a big ball game Sunday.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Saints, noon Sunday. It's going to be on Fox. And tomorrow, we're going to find out who's got the biggest pep squad. This year, who's got more fans here in Kiss Country, the Saints or the Cowboys?
It's going to be interesting to me because at Simple Church, we have special shirts for both Saints and Cowboys fans, and people are going to be showing out with it.
Okay, so tomorrow morning, if you're a Saints fan, we want to hear from you. If you're a Cowboys fan, we want to hear from you. We're going to find out who has the biggest pep squad in all of Kiss Country so that we'll know, okay? This is the way we lean. And I've heard the arguments over the years, Dallas is actually closer to us than New Orleans, but this is Louisiana, so you got to be a Saints fan. And, for the life of me, I was both at one point. And somebody told me years ago, you got to choose one.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Well, I kind of got pushed into the issue. So, yes, I am one of the last few remaining Cowboys fans. But my vote won't count tomorrow morning. We want to hear from you. So get up early with us. Oh, and third row. Third row tickets.
That's right. We're counting down to first row this week with those Jeff Dunham tickets. They go on sale this Saturday for a show. This Friday for a show in January at Brookshire Grocery Arena.
Be listening for your chance to win third row seats tomorrow morning, 7:15. We'll do that with Ticket Trivia. Kiss Country 93.7.
Nothing puts the good in your morning like Gary and Bristol on Kiss Country 93.7.